Hey everyone, it's Lisa with Are You My Cousin? And I am here once again, to talk about RootsTech. The day is the last day of RootsTech Connect 2021. It's been a completely virtual experience. And while it's the last day, guess what, guys? It's not really the last day in a sense, because all of the sessions are going to be available for the next year. So for 365 days, we have access to the videos and the video sessions that were presented at RootsTech. So it's a really exciting time that we can continue that learning process. I know so often when we attend a conference, it's very difficult to pick and choose which sessions we want to go and see. And so you have to kind of make those decisions along the way. But the nice thing with the virtual part of it is that we do not have to actually decide, because we can still actually go and attend those sessions and watch them as well. Hey Debs, good to see you. Hey Kelly and Jean, nice to see you guys. It is a wonderful morning, so definitely. I think it's also really exciting. Sometimes I've been in a couple of chats and I forget that people are all around the world when we're watching RootsTech, and I go into a Zoom chat or I'm chatting in the live chat and I realize, oh my gosh, it's not like everybody's there and I'm not. It's like we are all sitting at our home offices. So it's a really just kind of an interesting, I forget that sometimes. So, hey Dave, good to see you. And Elizabeth, wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me today. So I'm curious, I'm going to be this is a very casual chat this morning. And I am very curious what you guys are seeing, or what maybe has been some of your favorite sessions that you've watched. If there's something you think that's like, hey Lisa, you really don't want to miss this session, or something kind of, if you've had a kind of an aha moment as you've watched a session or been in the exhibit hall, I would love for you guys to drop me a comment, because I would be interested in knowing kind of what that is. Again, it's so, because of the large number, I mean, there are over 1,000 videos you could watch, that it's really hard. It takes a while to get through, and I want to make sure I don't miss anything really exciting. I don't want you guys to miss anything either. So that would be fantastic. So as we're talking this morning, one of the things I'm going to pop in the chat for you guys is I do have a flash sale going over at Are You My Cousin? And the first thing that I have 2 offers for the flash sale, and one of them, the first one, is for a live training that I'm doing March 17th. It's on out-of-the-box genealogy resources, or excuse me, out-of-the-box genealogy tools. So it's in-depth look at some of the tools that we use in genealogy research that are not necessarily specifically genealogy. So it's an in-depth look at how to use Archive Grid, how to use WorldCat, how to use Percy, how to use Google Books, and really I'll be doing some kind of live demos with that, and to make sure that you guys have the learn the tools and learn how to use them and get the most out of them, because sometimes that's half the battle, is learning how to use the actual tools or databases that you have in front of you. So that is there as well. So Dave said Jenny Hansen has great videos about Scandinavian records. Absolutely, she does a fabulous job. I met her. The funny thing is, I actually met her on the corner a couple years ago there at the Salt Palace, the corner, as we were I think we were both leaving for the day, and we struck up a friendship, and she's actually been on my website and done Facebook Lives with me before. So definitely, if you have Scandinavian ancestors, Jenny Hansen is somebody you want to make sure you're listening to those her videos and her sessions, definitely. Deb said the layer citation with Diane Elder and the numbering class. Yes, so Diana does a fabulous job with teaching this citation course. So that's a good one. I have not seen that one yet. Definitely on my list to see. Judy says she's finding RootsTech overwhelming, but asking questions, but with no luck in answering. Oh no, I am so sorry to hear that. I tell you what, Judy, if you want, you can either email me, or you can just post your question, and I'll see what we can do maybe about getting, I don't know if you mean RootsTech in general, or if you're talking about session folks who are doing the session. So let me know, because I can absolutely help provide some feedback and see if there's something going on there that you might need help with, or that they need to know about. So I know that there's been some learning curves with RootsTech and the technology. I think they've done a fabulous job, but certainly with all these new things, there is a learning curve with that kind of thing. So guys, the other thing while I'm thinking about it is that the other offer I have that I'm on my flash sale is, if I can get hold of it here, is a genealogy coach for a day. So this is kind of my, it's almost like a VIP day with me, where you can spend time with me. We can go over your research. We can, we'll be communicating kind of back and forth all day. We're not necessarily tied to each other all day, but we'll be using the Voxer app which is a walkie-talkie app. You can either do it or you can use it a messaging app on the line, and we can go back and forth all day talking about research, and you can try some of the suggestions, and I can review what you found and those kinds of things. It's really kind of whatever you need help with, or as a coach, from a coach, that's what you would get. So let me pop that link in there. And I don't type and talk well at the same time. Isn't that funny? There we go. So feel free to check those out later if you want to. And if you're interested, just shoot me an email. Okay, let's see. So what we got? Hey, Lily, it's good to see you. Do I have a link for the citation session? I don't, but I can grab it real quick. I think if you guys don't mind, just sit and type for 1 second here. Actually, let's see here. So sessions, let's get under Diane. Dun, 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 dun. Hang on, sessions, Diane. Elder. It is coming up, I think, or not. All right, I am not pulling it up really quick, but I will tell you what, if you will go into and put her name as Diane Elder, actually it might be under Diana. If you put Diane Elder in the search box for sessions, you will find it. You will find her sessions there for you. Kayla's loving it. It's her first RootsTech. Do you know, it's interesting, Kayla, you said that, because the last numbers I saw, I believe, said that there are over 500,000 people who have attended, or it was right around that. I think it actually topped 500,000. Over 230 some odd countries, folks from those 230 some countries have attended as well. So it's a huge, huge event. And 89% of the folks who have participated in RootsTech Connect this year are first-time participants. So that's an amazing number of new folks who are reaching it there as well. Tracy says she downloaded the PhotoMine app and loves it. Yes, I have that app as well. I've actually done a post with them on my site as well. So it's a really good, I like that app as well. I love the ability with PhotoMine to be able to scan an entire, say, like scrapbook page, and then it will also separate out each of the individual photos. So I love being able to do that fast, fast and easy, definitely. So Deb's been following the gold rush. I haven't done that as much, so I don't know as much about that. Hey, Barbara from Atlanta, it's your first one because you could never afford it before. Yeah, I think that's it. Hey, Kathy, you're new too. That is a really interesting thing. I mean, it is. I mean, RootsTech's expensive to go to, flat out. You know, I mean, if you're not from the area, I mean, it's expensive to go to these conferences. I mean, you know, the conference costs, but also, you know, just getting there. I have to fly. I have hotel expenses, meals, and all of that. So yes, it is expensive. I think we'll see it at, you know, when it's safe. I'm sure they'll go back to doing some type of in-person, but I think there will always be this virtual component because it does allow so many more people to be reached. So I'll be interested to see what it looks like going forward. I would think it'd be a hybrid, but we'll see what that looks like. Definitely. So we have a lot of first-time folks here as well. Robin said, she said, are all the videos available after today, and how long? Yes, Robin, they will be available. They're available for 365 days. So you've got an entire year to look for those videos and enjoy those learning more and more about those things. So I was just going to bring up a couple of mine. You guys have shared some really great ones. A couple really ones I'm excited that I've seen, that I've want to see, and part of it is really, to be honest, is that I have been clicking around. I haven't had a chance to watch nearly as many as I would like to watch. But one of the sections that I would love for you guys to spend a little time in would be maybe some of the record ones, but I also like I call them the multi-sensory ones. So in other words, like the food, the ones they talk about culinary heritage. Guys, I did talk on that one. But there's a lot of really interesting things about food, cultural foods. The cultural traditions, the stories, there are many sessions on collecting oral history, on how to share the family history, as well as the ones on photographs. And again, one of the things that I've come to feel very strongly about over the last year is that I feel like family history, I feel like genealogy research, while I love digging into those records, it needs to be, it can be a very multi-sensory type of experience, and I think it really should be. I think we all have our different interests when it comes to, whether we prefer just straight up genealogy record research, whether we enjoy exploring some of those more cultural aspects or not. But because I feel like we have to understand our ancestors' culture to be able to break through some of those brick walls, or to really be able to extend back into a home country, I think this is such an important piece of the puzzle. And I think it's a very enriching piece of the puzzle as well, and just makes it a little more whole picture type things. So I would encourage you to check out some of those as well. I know many of you are really fascinated, like I am, about old family photos, and there are a ton of sessions revolving around photographs, storing them, protecting them. You can look up some archival type of restoration. I don't know if restoration is the right word, but the protecting them. I know Melissa Barker was doing a session on there about protecting our family heritage items, in photos included, from disaster, just basically disaster planning for those types of things. So I would encourage you to check out there as well and see what we've got here. So Kathy wanted to know if there are recommendations for beginners on where to start. Actually, on the very first page of RootsTech, let me make sure it's still there so I don't tell you wrong. There is a section on where, oh, no, I think it's on Guide Me. So if you look at the black ribbon up at the top, the very top, it'll say Guide Me. And there are some really good getting started photo sessions there. So there's certainly the getting started with family search. There's one for ancestry. So I would encourage you to start there. The other thing I would encourage you to do, if you're looking for those beginner ones, would be to, I'm just making sure there's nothing I'm missing on that page, would be to go and at the very top on the home page where there's the search. Actually, guys, I misspoke. It's on the sessions page. Just type in beginner, and that will bring up some of the beginner sessions, and that would give you a big help. They'll break it down. It can be just beginner DNA. They might break it down, but I'm looking at one that says beginner Jewish genealogy 101, beginner Polynesian genealogy, 10 beginner tips. So there's a lot, how to start your family tree. So there are a lot of places there. I would just encourage you to go and check that out. All right, let me come back and find you guys. As I was clicking around there, I lost my tab. So let's see. Barbara said, will our messages to our cousin list at RootsTech also be available for some time? I connected with some wonderful relations I've never met before. Barbara, I do not know, but I will ask that question of the RootsTech folks. So I will put that in the chat and see what we can find out about that for you. So again, that's a great question. I'm really not sure about that. Debbie said her favorite family recipe is scrapple. My grandma was from Pittsburgh. I have heard of scrapple, and I think there's a southern equivalent to it. I'm not 100% sure what it is. But yeah, I think that I love having that. I was thinking about family recipes. My daughter Sarah and I have a blog together called the Food Memory Project, where we explore not only our own heritage and food, but also friends and family and other people, anybody who wants to participate, and they share family memories. And it's a really interesting way of seeing what's out there. And I love hearing about different types of foods, things that came down, and we enjoy like trying to recreate those together. So that's an interesting thing. But so yeah, if you guys are interested, you know, again, we're at foodmemoryproject.com. So if you're interested in checking out that particular website, feel free to. Would love to do it. Oh, great, Kathy, you found it. Perfect. Susan said, first RootsTech, it's been confusing. I can get that. I can absolutely understand that, Susan. It can be confusing. It's overwhelming because there is so much. One of the reasons I've really enjoyed doing these lives is because you guys actually ask questions. You guys share some of your experiences, because I haven't found everything that's on there yet either. It takes more than 3 days. And yes, so definitely it's a lot there. So just hang in there, Susan, I promise. It gets better. Rod said, you love this RootsTech. The vendor area is great, isn't it though? You found what you were looking for and didn't know existed within the first hour of visiting the booth. Perfect. So you spent your money spending all the vendors finding the virtual shopping for genealogy related products so much easier than in a crowded physical space. Rod, that's actually a really good point. And I'm so glad to hear that you love the virtual expo hall, because people haven't really chimed in a whole lot there. I really like that aspect. And I've participated in virtual expo halls and other things as well, like in the travel industry and the tourism industry, which I do some writing for. And I love it. Like you said, it's easy to talk because you can go in and you can talk with people. You can talk, you can get your questions answered. It's definitely less distracting, I think. It also gives you a chance, as you ask the questions, for them to kind of sit through and perhaps think through before they answer back. So it gives you a chance to kind of process the conversation a little bit when you're doing it by text like that. So I think that's a really a great thing. Glad that you are enjoying that, definitely. Kathy said it was very popular in the Lancaster area. I bet so. Sure, you didn't connect with any of your kins on RootsTech. You're watching from Connecticut. Not sure how. I think what they're talking about with the kin is that what is it called? I just blanked out. It's called relatives at RootsTech, I think. And so you had to have a tree. You have to have a tree. Your tree over at Family Search to be able to connect, and it's some type of program where then it kind of runs the algorithms and tells you, you know, who you match with and who you are related to based on that tree. To be honest, I do not have a tree at Family Search, so I haven't participated in that, but I've been hearing about it from other people on that. Evan really liked the researching in the former Soviet republics. Yes, Evan, I'm glad you brought that up. Those are absolutely on my watch list because I definitely want to learn more about those, definitely. So Kathy said she popped into the Ponga vendor booth. Yes, that's a good place to start. Less overwhelming, definitely. Ponga is a very good program too. They were new at RootsTech last year, and I've talked with them a little bit. I don't know as much about that program. I'll have to check them out a little bit more. So I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. So perfect. Yay. Well, I am glad you guys are enjoying the RootsTech experience. It is ongoing today. Again, I think right now on the live stage, I think for today, the live stage is pretty much the closing sessions that Steve Rockwood is doing. He's the CEO of Family Search. So I think it's going to be played quite a bit. So you'll be able to see that, but you can go back and see all the keynote speakers to see those. I have to confess, I haven't actually seen them. Every time I wanted to hop on, there was something would come up and I was like, oh, rats, I'll have to come back to it. But again, beauty of being videoed, I can see it. Let's see, there's some more questions. Date for RootsTech 2022. I'm not actually sure, Regina. I haven't heard, but I haven't looked for it either. I will tell you, it is typically in February. So every time I've done it, it has always been in February. It's usually around this time, but it can be earlier in the month. I'd like to share the goodies you found. So Rod, somebody was asking if you could share the goodies you found. Let's see if I can see. Oh, okay. So yeah, so Rod, if you don't mind, if you're still on, if you want to tell us a little bit more about some of the things that you found. Tracy was interested to see what you might have found in the expo hall. Definitely. So and Barbara was explaining about the relatives at RootsTech, and that does end today. The friends list will be up until March 20th. Thank you so much, Cindy. And that once you establish a message relationship through Family Search, those messages will remain up after the conference. Okay. So that helps answer that question about relatives at RootsTech. So that friend list that you develop, if you're doing relatives at RootsTech, according to Cindy, will be up until March 20th. So you've got that to go as well. All right, let's see. Yay. Okay, I have got somebody I need to take care of. Okay. So, Barbara says relations listed with the way we were related to them. Okay, so relatives tells you the relations that you have related and how you're related to them, showing parallel lines. Wow, so it's got quite a lot of stuff going on there. I have heard folks who have a tremendous number of matches that I don't know how in the world somebody, I think, said they have 50,000 matches at one point. So there's a lot there when it comes to all of that. All right, guys. So that's really kind of what I wanted to. I'm so excited you guys are finding are absolutely participating. Enjoy the rest of the day. And I would encourage you not to overlook. We were talking about the expo hall earlier, is that many of those vendors have their own videos, and so you might want to check out their videos as well. So those will still be available. You won't have necessarily the chat, that kind of experience with the expo hall after today, but the videos should still be there, so you can watch some of their videos. It's a really nice way of learning some of their types of, things that are unique, little search tricks. Ancestry, for instance, has a lot that have they have 1 minute videos, and they're great because in 1 minute, and it talks about a specific feature, and it can give you a quick hint there. So that's a really quick and easy way to go. All right, guys, have a fabulous day, and would love it if you if you are new, if you have not been to my website. Let me go ahead and put that in there. I realize I just made that assumption, so let me just grab that and put that in the chat for you guys. Would love for you to check out the website, check out the flash sale that I have going on, and that does go through today. So after today, I have this all the time. I have the genealogy coach for a day program always available, and then the live masterclass, which will be offered in March, will be available. So even if you're not available March 17th, go ahead and register for it, because after today the price does go up, but you will be able to watch it on replay and have access to all the handouts. So you'll still have access to it. It's just love to have you join live if possible, but recognize that sometimes the time of day doesn't always meet everybody's needs. So love for you to check that out. All right, guys, have a great day. So glad you enjoyed our updates. I will see you next week. Hopefully you enjoy popping over to the website, see what's there, and we'll talk to you next week for our regular Thursday Facebook Live. All right, guys, have a great day. Bye.